Gibraltar Peak, or Gibraltar Rocks as some people know it as, is really, it's kind of iconic because you can see it from all over urban Canberra as well as on the way out, on the drive out to Tidbinbilla. So it's one of those sort of beacons on the hill, if you like, that people see and think, wow, look at those amazing rocks, and they want to climb it. Tidbinbilla is really one of the premier ecotourism attractions in the ACT, if not the premier attraction. And people have always come here for the wildlife and also for an opportunity to get out and enjoy nature. Gibraltar Peak has always been a really attractive place for people. They've seen these big rocks on the hill and they wanted to go there. And so building a trail to that particular spot was something that we've been wanting to do for a long time. Gibraltar Peak is a very significant site for Aboriginal people. So we really had to be very aware of the cultural sensitivities of the rocks themselves and also the route that we took up there. And of course, Tidbinbilla is here as a conservation reserve, so we had to be extremely aware and careful of not disturbing any conservation values.
Trails need to be built properly for the environment as a #1 priority. If the trail isn't built correctly, the environment suffers as a result, and we don't want that. We like to take advantage of viewpoints wherever we can and point the user to different parts of the trail that we think are valuable parts of the trail to look at and to observe. Even simple little things like significant trees or butts of trees or old trees that have an interesting form. On this particular job, rocks are particularly interesting because they're so massive and stick out of the ground and are really significant to the area. On the way up the hill, we want the user to be drawn along the track, and we have often have changes of directions. In our game, especially in our company, straight lines are the devil's work. So we don't have straight lines. We always like to have the trail meandering up and down, and for that very reason, it gives you a different experience climbing up as it does coming down, because you've got the same thing, but you've been pointed in a different direction. Coming back down, we like to point the end user towards the valley and away from the rocks, so we get a completely different experience.
It's a real contrast to come out of the forested type country that's up on top of the hill and out into the open grasslands. The grasslands is really where it's obviously the home of the eastern grey kangaroo, and where the trail exits the forest and enters the grasslands, it's a really, really good spot to see really large numbers of eastern grey kangaroos. We really want people to be able to come to Tidbinbilla and have a good experience and have a good time in the bush and get some exercise. We also want them to understand what this place is about. We really want to give people a better understanding of why Tidbinbilla is important, what its history is, and how important it is to look after it, because ultimately that is what we're here for. We're here to conserve this place, and we really need people to come here, to use it, to appreciate it and to value it in order for us to achieve that objective.